How unlocking a bit of the theory in a Bach little prelude paves the way for an organic interpretation. I'm Hilda Ryan with your quick tip for piano teachers. Now I'm teaching this Bach little prelude in D minor. I'm fond of using the key Snell edition. I have a student who knows how to read counterpoint, articulation, do phrasing, balance. So we're talking about more complex things here. First of all, this is a motive. It's not a theme like in a sonata first movement exposition. It's not a melody like you'd find in the Romantic. We call this a motive. And then when it's repeated in the left hand at the octave, we call that imitation. And then the balance flips. So that's the first interpretive hint there. Next we have this. This happens 4 times. That qualifies it as a sequence, which is a pattern that's repeated at least 3 times. Now in this case, it's moving down. So every measure needs to be going somewhere toward a climax, getting louder, or coming away from it and getting softer. So you can try it both ways, which one you like. If you can't decide, flip a coin, or if the pattern moves down instead of higher, let it get softer. Interestingly enough here, as soon as he's finished with that, he flips it and does the same thing at just an octave lower in the left hand. Right? Top of the next page is, now that's not a sequence because this only happens twice. But it's very interesting. Where have we heard that before? Oh yeah. But on the first page, on the second page, it's genius, absolute genius. It's by the way, it's the beginning of the motive inverted. It's the mirror, the inverse. So up here on the top of the second page, we have the inverse again, and the mirror again, with a different ending. And then closer to the end, we have an elision, which we talked about in the last video, E-L-I-S-I-O-N, elision, where one phrase ends and the next one begins with no pause. There's an overlapping. And that's the end of one. So you help the student hear that by stopping and then starting and then putting it together and challenging them to play it in such a way that they make the audience think that they're going to finish, and then they don't. So you do whatever finessing you would do if it was going to finish, and then you just move on. And it's just a fun little thing that happens. An elision. So I hope those things are helpful. The more the student understands and unpacks the theory, the better they understand the theory, the better their interpretation will be, and it will be something that they understand, and performances are just more convincing that way.